Hey, it's Jawsomesauce again for the third time this week, and man, are you guys tired of me or what? I'm here to play actually my favorite game of all time, and I think the greatest game ever made, Earthbound. Anyway, before I get started, I need from the chat, first person to pick out one of these flavors, we'll go with that menu color. So, peanut, banana, strawberry, mint, or plain. What's your favorite flavor? First one to put it in the chat when we go. Anyway, this is my favorite game of all time. It just turned 30 years old about 2 weeks ago, which is awesome. I played it when I was 10, when it was new. Peanut wins. Boom. All right. So this is Boogey percent. Hold on. Let me name it better. We'll name it Alex. Here we go. It's the Nielsen Alex Marathon. So we're going to go with Alex here. This is the Boogey percent. It's a truncated version. It's super fast compared to the whole game. Whole game takes about 4 to 5 hours. For me, it takes just under 5 hours on my usual times. But if you are a fast runner like Peen Train or Miss Des Games or Octopuscle or any of the other common runners, it'll take you closer to 4 or sub 4 usually. So anyway, we'll go ahead and get started here. And I'll talk more why we play, because we have to wait a minute and a half just to start. So yeah, here's the hoping this doesn't crash. Yeah, no, Godzilla took a crash yesterday, but that's okay. I got a huge PB in Sega Sonic yesterday afternoon on the arcade, so I had one really great run, one not so great run. Let's put Earthbound right here in the middle. Anyway, this is the GOAT of RPGs, one of the best games of all time, Earthbound. The idea is, so the whole game, it's, you know, if you haven't played it, it's a classic JRPG, but it's set kind of in the United States kind of world called Eagle Land. It's the adventures of 3 boys and a girl with psychic powers and engineering skills and all sorts of stuff, trying to battle a crazy unknown force alien from the future. And all sorts of things. Instead of having magic powers, you've got psychic abilities. Instead of having swords and stuff, you use a baseball bat and a frying pan. All sorts of crazy stuff. Peen Train, look at that. I summoned Peen Train to the chat. Definitely follow Peen Train if you're interested in Earthbound. She is amazing at this game. Definitely one of my mentors and people I look at to learn how to play this game. But I've played this game, I don't know, I mean, at least twice a year since it came out. as a casual runner, a casual player. Just been speedrunning it for about a year now. Mostly Boogey percent, because again, it takes me about 4.5 to 5 hours to beat the full game as a speedrun. But Boogey percent, our goal here is we're just going to get to like the third town. It's about an hour and 10 minutes or so into the game, so about a fourth of the game. And once there's a Boogey tent we got to defeat, hence the name Boogey percent. And once we open a trash can and get a jar of fly honey, that'll be the time. So it's a cool, faster run for people with less time. You still get kind of the core elements of the game. A lot of the things I'll talk about, the mechanics of movement and enemy fighting and stuff like that. But, you have time to actually complete it. The other thing that happens with Boogey percent is the beginning of the game is heavily, heavily RNG reliant. You're very low health. You don't have a lot of stuff going on. You don't have a lot of fail safes or backups. And sometimes the game just says you don't get to play today, with random spawns, or the enemy bosses will do double crit attacks, stuff like that. So we're going to hope today that the RNG is good in our favor. And if it's not, I'll just keep playing. It doesn't matter. This is a no reset run. Sometimes you get to the first boss and they just don't let you heal. It's what it is. Thanks, Peen Train. One of the really fun parts of this game, so besides, like, it's got a great script, it's very cute, and it's got a lot of really interesting things that happen. It's very unique and stuff just unexpected. Like, here we have our overly sized neighbor Pokey coming to say, hey, my brother's missing, will you help me? And he's a little bit of a stuck-up, snobby, conniving kind of kid. Other thing that's interesting, you'll see my hand reach over there, but I have a turbo controller here. You can use turbo connected to the second controller, and that way we don't have to mash through the text. That's totally allowed. It's really cool that the second controller port also works like the first. So you get to use a little turbo mashing with... Oh, no. That's all right. Could have just walked to the door. He would have followed me. That's okay. We're going to answer the phone. It's our dad. My dad's not a phone. Actually, in Ness's case, it is his dad is a phone. Or on the phone. So, another unique thing about Earthbound, and there's a ton of this stuff, is that, you know, in RPGs, you beat enemies, they drop gold, or they drop things. Oh, hello, snake. Hello, snake. Did not see the snake. That's right. I'm starting off with a snake fight. I'll talk about movement in a minute. But when you beat enemies, you don't just get the money right away. Your dad sends it to your ATM, and you have an ATM card to your bank account, basically. Okay, we don't want fights, but we're starting off with one anyway, so whatever. This guy wants to fight me. Can we get around him? Okay, we're fine. He'll get stuck on the tree. Okay, so enemy movements is kind of the name of the game. We're just going to fight everybody today, huh? This game is made up of a whole bunch of spawn plates, so just kind of imagine that the whole game's broken into squares. And what happens... Oh, there's a dog there. Is that once you get that spawn plate to appear on the screen, then the spawn plate will determine if an enemy spawns, and if it does, what kind of enemy appears. And so a big part of this game is like knowing where the spawn plates are, knowing what the percentages of a spawn are, and then avoiding the fight. So like, for example, you might have a spawn plate that's like 100%. It's always going to have an enemy. You might have some that only spawn once in a while. And you can use that to your advantage. You can kind of make things despawn by going away from the spawn plate and coming back. The enemies have different movements, and that's again big part of the kind of the skill of the game. So you saw there a crow, a dog, and a snake, and that gave you a really good idea of just how the enemies work. It's a really good tutorial to how the game's going to play out, because you have the crow that kind of swoops back and forth in a back and forth motion. You've got a snake that only moves when you move, and you've got a dog which just comes at you regardless of whether you're moving or not. And so knowing how enemies move is key to being able to beat the game. Because every fight you take that isn't a boss is a time loss and potential run ender because you could die. So when you learn this game, you learn how to adjust to the movements. So the snake, those kind of enemies that they only move when you move, you can do what's called stuttering. And again, Peen Train's the best at this. I love watching Peen Train do the stuttering because she's so good at it. But what you can do is you can kind of rapidly tap your directional pad where you kind of stutter your steps. And the game doesn't recognize you as actually moving, even though you're moving. So things like ants, bugs, and rats, and snakes, they won't move, or they'll move very slowly. So you're able to kind of stutter step past enemies by controlling that. The crows, and there's like some UFOs, there's all sorts of enemies that do the swirling back and forth. You have to kind of watch for those and kind of get them stuck if you can behind trees and obstacles. And then like the dog enemies, the ones that just come at you, there's nothing you can do about that. You just have to not be in line with them. So we use all those different tactics, the stuttering, the using obstacles to kind of defend, almost like the lineman in a football game. So we use all those different tactics to be able to get through without fighting as many as we can. This is a scripted fight. It's literally, we're just going to hold the turbo. This is just to show you like what could happen in the game. There's a crazy guy attacking from the future with insane magic powers or psychic powers that you can't stop, but you've got this bug who's going to put shields up for you. And Buzz will attack every now and then. It's very random. Sometimes he hits hard, sometimes he hits soft. You have to just hope he gets 200 HP in 2 shots. Well, that just takes a while. Alright, so he did a big hit there, but a small hit the first time. Ooh, I like the over-explanation. That's good. For the text in the chat. Alright, we're gonna get a hit here. from Buzz Buzz. That'll finish it. All right. Let me get some levels. You stutter when you talk? Yeah, so you know, you get used to it. It's hard to stuttering. I'm still learning to stutter effectively. You know, you watch Peen Train or Miss Des games, or somebody who's really good at it, and they're able to stutter right next to the enemy. I need some space between the enemy to make it, but I can stutter pretty well. There's stuff way later in the game where like stuttering becomes really important because we can just die. This is kind of a low percent run in general, the way it's marked out. You're really only fighting bosses. There's one little grind in the beginning that we're going to do in a few minutes after the first boss, and it's just like a slug grind where we want to level up high enough to get our first big psychic power. Oh, the pain! I hope you weren't too fond of Buzz Buzz, because he dead. RNG, the punishment, that's what Boogey percent is. It's just RNG punishment. Because once you get past Onet, this first part, there's a Folgers song. The best part of waking up is Folgers in Onet. Once you get past this first town, the game gets... The word easier isn't right, but like, you have more health, you have more powers, you have backups because someone can die and then you can resurrect, or you get more money to buy supplies. That crow wants to fight me. Come on, get off the plate. Now there's a snake. It's just... Then sometimes this happens where the RNG is just like, hello, you can have spawns. Most of the time there's no spawns here, so... Alright, we're gonna go talk to a kid about his favorite hat. Yeah, you wanna repeat itself? I'm dying, but I'll tell you again. So I mean, I think this is a really good RPG to run, especially with Boogey percent giving you like an hour and a half kind of level of a length of time. Hamburger in the trash. Gotta love a good hamburger in the trash. Question for the chat. I love asking this question because I always get different answers. How long will you let a hamburger sitting out? Like in room, let's say room temperature. How long would you let a hamburger sit out on the counter in room temperature before you wouldn't eat it anymore? What's the amount of time where you go, that's been out too long? Not long. Oh, we'll try to avoid those spawns, and it didn't happen. That's right. We need to eat this bread roll real quick. Oh, no, we're good. Let's eat this. We'll get this can of fruit juice out real quick and eat that. There's also, you get a lot of RNG like right from the beginning. So we've had RNG with the spawn plates. Here's RNG where they could crit, that charge attack is the heavy attack, and I could just miss 3 times and die. Like see, he charges a bunch. Okay, it wasn't too bad for us. Neo, would you just eat it regardless? Frozen burger? Yeah. So we take this extra little fight outside, and this guy, because they drop hamburgers, which gives us everything. The other thing that's interesting, I think that's good to know, that was a nice critical attack, is that by doing the Boogey percent, you've also learned the beginning of the full run. There's only like one little thing you got to grab on your way to the next town that makes it different. Like you skip a little mouse pickup thing. Otherwise, it's the same game. So by playing Boogey percent, by practicing it, you now know the first quarter of the game, of the full run. So you can build on that. thought I had full. That's good. Okay, we're going into the first big boss. Full health. That's nice. Frankie. Okay, Frankie's either gonna attack us or he's gonna yell at us. So every time we get hit, regardless, we're gonna heal because it doesn't take much to kill us. Ah, stop doing that. We're gonna use our psychic power first because we want to keep our hamburgers for later. Again, it doesn't, you know, 2 critical hits, 2 hard hits, and we die. So we gotta always heal. All right, it's not too bad. We just use 1 hamburger, and then we'll fight the second boss. Fail-proof Frank can't be beaten. And this guy's a scripted fight where you know what he's gonna do. He blows steam, he attacks. He blows steam, he attacks. We're ahead enough we're not too worried about this. I'll heal real quick. Again, you know, you can learn like how hard they could hit you at the worst case scenario. I'm fine. All right, there we go. First 2 bosses down. So what the RNG aspect to this first fight is just you could miss a lot. And if you don't do any damage, you don't have enough health to keep going. So it's a big part of that RNG where it's like sometimes Ness just can't hit. He's just an awful baseball player some days. Some days he gets a smash attack. There is a mode of the full run that uses manipulation. There's like a whole series of movements you have to do exactly. It's way too hard for me to understand. Peen Train does it, but you have to do all these movements in a certain direction, certain way, because basically, and Peen Train can explain it better in the chat, but everything you do changes that RNG counter, so that you get like smash attacks, you don't get hit, you know, there's a very scripted way through Onet, but you have to do everything exactly right. And so, but that is a category of itself. Hey, I'm BH Perkle. But I just think, I mean, I'm biased because this is my favorite game of all time. But from a speedrunning perspective, and I've tried Chrono Trigger and I've tried Breath of Fire, at least so far with RPGs, I think this is the best RPG to speedrun because it's not just a menu management game. You do have some menu management and inventory stuff, because Earthbound does have a small inventory. But because you have all this movement stuff, and you have all these like skills you have to learn with enemy movement and avoiding fights, I think it adds so much more to the game than other RPGs. Chrono Trigger has a little bit of that because you have the timing of the menus in battles. Like, you know, you have to time it right to get Cyclone through to kill enemies all at once or have them line up correctly. We're gonna buy a bunch of burgers now. Smile, smile. Thank you for the burgers. Smile, smile for burgers. Some runners try to do the burger lists thing where they don't buy burgers there, save a little time, but it's very risky because you don't have enough stuff. We're apparently powerful enough that the dogs are afraid of us now. That's cool. Okay, so now we're gonna do our only grind. We're gonna get to level 8. It's about 20 slugs. Now in this area, you'll see me stutter a lot to get away from mice. Oh, okay, good. We want these. On the first floor, it's either slugs or mice. We don't want to fight mice. And we just go to auto attack. We gotta kill about 20 slugs to get to level 8. Once we get to level 8, we will have PSI rockin'. Or in this case, it's just like a music note. Whatever you named your favorite thing in the beginning, this is your attack power. And we'll use that a lot throughout the run. But it's pretty much the best way of doing damage at this level. So this split is all about how fast we can get the slugs, which is, again, how nice the game is in generating them. But there is a spot we can use up here where we can kind of manipulate the spawn plate a little bit. Manipulate's a strong word, but we can make it. We can try to trigger it a bunch. I just need to get past this mouse, or we can hopefully get. We need a mouse to spawn, but we just sort of rock back and forth because there is a spawn plate right there. Okay, we want this mouse to come down. Oh, he's stuck. But we're trying to trigger the spawn plate. I've never seen a butterfly spawn there. Peen Train, have you ever seen a butterfly spawn there? That was weird. Okay, so we want to get him caught. That's not caught. So we don't get to use that one. This is a good example of bad RNG luck where we're not getting any spawns. There we go. So we want this mouse to get stuck here. There we go. And we can use this. We basically are telling the spawn plate to spawn, but it's looking and going, hey, we already have a mouse. So here's some slugs. I've never seen a butterfly spawn on that plate before. Because again, like I said earlier, in Peen Train or anybody else in the chat who knows more on the technical side, like basically we're triggering the spawn plate to generate something by leaving the spawn plate. See, now we did. We leave the plate, trigger, we come back, that plate appears on the screen and then generates spawns. And hopefully it's gonna generate slugs. I had seen nothing. A butterfly appeared on the bottom of the far left spawn plate. And I didn't even know that was possible. Butterflies give you 20 PP back, your psychic points. Alright, so we're going to keep doing this and using that rat to hopefully trigger us some... that mouse to trigger us some more slugs. Don't want to lose the rat. There we go. And we'll sit here. Again, these slugs, they're the type of enemy that only move when you do. So if you see me just spinning around, I'm just trying to get movement so they'll come after me. If you've not played Earthbound, it's on Nintendo Switch Online. Obviously, this is a group of people that use emulators. So highly recommend playing it through and just talk to everybody. The script is so good. It's so quirky and fun. Like, the charm is what makes Earthbound so good. Like, obviously you have these cool speedrun mechanics as part of an RPG, but like, I mean, it's just it's a Final Fantasy style turn-based RPG with so many unique things that they did. Come on, spawn. There we go. Yay. Alright. I think I need a couple more. That might, yeah, I'm real close to it, I think. Let's see, where are we at? 46. So just like a couple more spawns here. There we go. We'll take these, and that'll give me level 8. And we can make her climb up. Yeah, I'm not playing on a real cartridge. I'm using an FX Pack Pro for this, so it feels, you know, it's simulating the real. It's basically the real cart without being the real cart. It's as close as hardware as you can get without buying the actual game. It is hella expensive. Uh-oh. Oh no, that's on me. Hold on, I will fix it. I see my thing is frozen. As soon as I can, I will fix it. I just need to reset my thing. I'm just trying to get through. There we go. Is that fixed? That's on me. I just did we were just talking about, oops. Alright, we're taking a fight there. Not a problem. I just had to deactivate and reactivate my capture card. All you missed was I neatly stuttered through the second floor and then immediately took a fight on the third floor, which is fine. So we're gonna try to... see, that's where stuttering is really important, but... okay, this is gonna be probably bad. Nope, I might die here, to be honest. Yeah, I would die here. That was my fault. That's not a big deal. Just walk back. I got distracted from my capture not working there. That doesn't matter. We'll just talk to Mom. We'll eat some A. It's fixed now. But it cost the death. Alright, so we'll just go back. That wasn't even bad RNG. Oh, and then there's a photo guy every now and then. That wasn't bad RNG, that was bad player. I just wasn't aware of my health at the time. If I had just healed, it would have been fine. Don't do that. So we'll just walk back. No big deal. Normally, that obviously they would just reset, start again. If you, the one thing, if you are playing Earthbound, you will get used to resetting 20 to 30 minutes in a lot, because the RNG of these bosses are pretty rough. Like we can get the Titanic Ant, and he can just critically hit us twice without us having any input on what happens. See how I stutter a little bit. I gotta work on the speed of it, but the rats don't get to move as fast as I am. Can we... You gotta like really tap it. Smash! The developers did a good job building in a lot of cool ways to teach you how the game works. So like this, these mice have really high guts, and guts is what it gives you the chance to crit. So when it's like smash, that's just like, oh my god, it's not how you want to do it. True, Peen. Let's go with that. Wasn't me. It responds. The other thing is the crows that we saw earlier, they have an insanely high speed strat. So they get to go first all the time, they steal stuff, and you can't run from them. So, like, the game teaches you different tactics really early on. So this shows you the different movements that you could run into. Oh. Somehow I'm better at diagonally doing that. Okay. So we're at full health. Let's get a butterfly for 20 PP. Haha, PP. I feel relaxed now. What are we at status? We're at 23, so getting into a fight is not great. We won't one-shot the little ants. If you have offense 24, you just one-shot. You don't even have to fight the ants. But if you're at 23, which we are at, you get into the fight. So a little RNG with what you're... Oh, I got a cookie. I did it all for the cookie. Okay. Time to fight the first Sanctuary boss. There's 8 of these in the whole game. That's sort of like the main plot, is to kill all these guys. Bring some friends. We're going to start off the same thing as the Frankie fight. If he hits us, we heal. And the good RNG is that he doesn't do anything but use shield and magnet and stuff without really hurting us. But he can hit very hard. This is good. Keep doing that. Okay. Again, we want to heal every... That's really good. Heal after every attack, because usually he'll follow it up with another attack. That was a really good ant fight. That made up for the death there. Made it a little bit better. Good ant fight after, you know, botching that a little bit. And that's okay. That's the first big scary boss. I've had lots of runs where they ended right there because the ant will hit you critically and then outspeed you and kill you on the next turn. So you don't even get to play the game. The game just says, nope, start over. And that's part of Boogey Percent. And really any run. You know, if you watch full runs, you see a lot of people don't get past Donut for a couple runs. You reset again. When you beat a place like this, they're all afraid of you. Run away. We'll get a free burger right here. We'll head out. I'm gonna head out. Boogey Percent is also used for racing. The Earthbound community does an annual race. It's probably pretty soon, I think. I think it's in the fall. But they have a race with Boogey Percent. And it's a great, I think it's a great racing mode because the RNG just equalizes everything. Like, I have a chance to beat Paint Train because she could just have really bad RNG. I could have a flawless RNG, and then I could win by like 10 seconds. So you know, there's an equalizer of that, and then the really good players get an even bigger bonus from the good RNG. But yeah, that's a good point too, Peen. Is that this is not, you know, for Boogey Percent, it's like every second counts, but like for the big picture, it's just, you know, this is just Onet. It's just, can we get through Onet? It's a run if we get through Onet. And there's another big spot that would happen right after Boogey Percent. That is like another one of those, we get to play the game if we get through it. So like Boogey Percent isn't the end of all the RNG, but it is a big part of the run Guardian. Show me what you got. My 5 best men. Alright, cops can be annoying. Also in this game. Okay, so they are attacking with crushing chops. Those are like really annoying, heavy attacks. Okay, here you get to see the cool thing about Earthbound is that it has this rolling HP meter. So as long as you're not dead, like if you're at 0 and you get off a heal or something, you're fine. So usually around like 25 or 26 health is about how much time you have to get off a heal or kill the enemy. I've won a couple fights at 0 health and then you go back to 1 and win. So that rolling HP gauge is really cool for that. Okay, glad I took that hamburger. Okay. Stop crushing chops. This is an example of like the RNG of like, can you miss once in a while or just do a normal attack? Thank you. Normal attacks. Stop crushing chopping me. Sometimes they drop hamburgers. Once you've run out of hamburgers and you run out of psychic points, you're just dead. You're just holding on for nothing. But if you've got hamburgers, like, you just keep going. Eventually you'll pull it out. Man, the crushing chops. Stop it. Stop with the crushing chops. Now, there's 5 cops there, but we're only going to fight 4 because that last cop is going to run away. He's going to be like, never mind, I'm calling my supervisor. So you really have 4 cops and the boss. That's an interesting little gauntlet that's very hard casually. Good, you missed. That's a good time to miss. we have to be careful with how much health we have going into the final boss, which is fine. That's an okay amount. We're gonna use a hamburger right off the bat. Okay, so we're maxed out. Gives us a turn or two. Oh, that's a big hit there. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna hamburger this, and then we're gonna try to win here. Ooh, that was a good miss. That should do it for Captain Strong. Okay, no problem. We're 4 minutes behind on Onet, but we made it out of Onet. So take that death away, and this is fine. We didn't get RNG'd. We just bad playered it. I'm always happy to lose because I suck. That's a lot better than the game saying you can't play. It's better to suck than the game hates you. Fun facts from Joss. Fatherly advice from Joss. I mentioned it before, speaking of fatherly advice and stuff. I mentioned it in earlier runs. If you saw me here yesterday, I do what I call casual dad speedrunning, where I have a kid and family and day job and stuff, but I love speedrunning, so I can't devote can't devote all my time. I need that hamburger. Can't devote all my time to gaming as much as I would like. So what I do is I pick when I pick games that I like, I set a goal for myself that it's attainable based on the amount of time I have to give to it, and then try to reach that goal or better. So that's the casual dad speedrunning. If you just have a little bit of time and you want to learn speedrun games, come hang out. I stream mostly Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings because that's before work. I work from home. About 8:30 to 11 Eastern time, Eastern States. So come on and hang out. Just chill. The pirated version challenge? Is that like where it gets super hard and there's all these spawns? I mean, sometimes it feels like that's happening. I've been in a lot of fuzzy pickles where that happens, where it just seems like there's a lot of spawns. No zombies. I mean, hippies. Get out of here, hippie. Pirated challenge. Man, that sounds rough. I've also never tried the randomizers. There's like a couple different randomizers for this game, and they're pretty popular in the community. So those seem like something that would be fun too. Bus station save. No. I don't ever do bus station save. Is that better? So I'm always learning. Is that better than saving at the... Did I not save? I didn't save. Thanks for reminding me. Oh God. Marathons are hard when I have to talk. I forgot a very important thing. I would have just death warped for nothing. Thanks, Peen. You're the champ. That's not where you want to save. That's because Peen just reminded me that I didn't save, and I skipped a very important thing. So what we're doing is setting up a death warp so we can come back here quickly after we beat the next area. And you have to save to do that, and I just forgot to save after getting the money. So I would have gotten all the way to the place, died, and then had to walk all the way back here. So, thanks, Peen. You've saved the run. I play this enough that it's on autopilot, but like talking and trying to think of like what can I tell you guys about stuff, and it is a little harder than just running. The little things matter. Oh, hello. So what we're doing here is we're gonna go up and we're gonna just look at a statue, and then we're gonna leave. See that statue? We saw it. It was a pencil. It's like, what the hell is a pencil statue? What is that doing? And then we go back, and that's gonna trigger Apple Kid, who we just gave a bunch of money to, he's gonna give us a new invention. That erases pencils. Yeah, MVPing for sure. Yeah, thanks. I guess I'll continue my sub to your channel. Just kidding. I would have done that anyway. Oh, phone call. Back in the 90s where cell phones were those huge, giant car things. I'd like to imagine Ness with his receiver phone is just a big ol' Zach Morris phone. Remember the 90s, kids? Alright, we're going to visit Apple Kid. He's in the park now. Oh, getting a butterfly. We need our butterflies to restore our health and PP. Butterflies give us 20 PP, which lets us, that should be, we're full now. 92.32, yep. It's Terminator 2. Ah, angry lady with a handbag. So there is one boss in Earthbound we can skip, and it's right here. As long as we don't get too close to where Everdread, who's standing on a house up there, he won't jump off, he won't fight us, and we skip a boss. Oh man, those huge Motorola phones, yep. Was it based in the car? Like it had to charge in the car and stuff? A lot of people had those giant car phones that you could only use in the car. Or you carried like the briefcase that had the battery. It's one of the best soundtracks in gaming too, I think. But you know, that's an easy thing to say about most Super Nintendo RPGs. Those like top of the OST list for sure. Another thing I like about Earthbound is that you can feel the mobs spawning. So like, there's a lot of lag when you hit a spawn point and it generates spawns. So you can kind of tell when something's up ahead, and you can quickly turn around. So like, I felt those a little bit. When there's more, you feel it even more. So you can feel a little bit of a lag. Sometimes you can see it. When you feel the lag, you just know that there's a mob, that's a monster spawned up there. We're good on. A refill. Okay, so in this area we have to be careful about getting pincered. You know, despawning is important, but if you're gonna despawn, and just see like right there, we're spawning a new monster. We don't want to spawn enemies and then run back into enemies behind us. So we have to find a spot where we can despawn those plants, but not spawn new enemies that trap us. Getting pincered is also a way to end a run pretty quickly. We're going down here to despawn. We're already super weak compared to the enemies here, so we don't want any fights. Those diamonds are robots okay, good. Are robots that can definitely kill us. The UFOs will kill us. The plants call for help, so you can just have a never-ending fight to the death. Yeah, I felt the spawn, and then it was the butterfly. So, oh man, lots of spawns. So you just have to be careful. Give yourself enough space to despawn stuff. None of the enemies here are stutterable. They do the swishy crow thing, but they're. Oh, and the fourth enemy movement type is just, they're slow. So like, these big old trees you can see once in a while, they are just too slow. You can outrun them. There's some big cave boys they're called. Later, you can just outrun them. Alright, so we're in the cult world of Happy Happy Village. Cultists are blue, and you don't want to get hit. They will kill you. All right, we're gonna go visit Paula. Paula's gonna give us the Franklin badge, which is an item in Super Smash Brothers, if you're familiar with that. And we're gonna need that because if you went to see the boss first, the boss kills you. Because you need to have the Franklin badge. He's a lightning powered guy. Oh, Pokey's back. Pokey's back and he's brought some friends, so this is one of our few required cultist fights. Cultists suck because they call for help. And so there you go. So let's hope we have a big rock in here. Big attack, please. Okay. Keep it up there. Nope, that wasn't good. Big one. Okay, so now we're gonna do it again. Hope that they don't call for help again. And this is where another piece of RNG happens, where you could just get bad cultist fights. And that's just awful when that happens. Oh, baby! It's the power of shield. Alright. Still gotta watch out. This cave can have cultists. Yep. Told you. I told you. And the cultist, again, I've had, even in the required fights with cultists, where suddenly you're fighting 5 or 6 of them. So, you don't want any voluntary fights with cultists. They will ruin you. But that's sort of the theme with the whole game, is like, you don't want any fights. Except for boss fights. We'll get a croissant, because that's food. We want to heal in a little bit. Blue, blue. Green, green. We'll come back for this box after we beat the boss. We're going to have one more mandatory cultist fight here. Yep. And we're okay getting hit here. We obviously don't want to die. But getting hit is okay because we want our health to be low for this final fight. Because we're going to take a death warp after the fight. So we'll keep our health low. I really need like a cookie or something. I have like a little thing. No. I'm going to eat it because I don't want to die. Carpenter can do 60 damage. You fool! So very, very rarely does he hit you, but the Franklin badge will just reflect it back. So you do that first attack just in case he does the, in case he hits you. Hit me, come on. Okay, great. It's a scripted fight. He does a certain thing, you know. His attacks happen in a certain order. Okay, now we need to kill him. Hit me, dude. Now I actually got to eat this hamburger. This is the longest Carpenter fight I've ever had. Hit me, there we go. We'll reflect it, and that'll kill him. Maybe not. Okay, real close. That'll kill him. Okay. Got him. Blue da be dee da. I'm blue and da-boo-dee da-boo-die, and I'm in need of a guide and da-boo-dee da-boo-die. Yo, listen up, here's the story about a boy named Ness and his baseball bat. And all day and all night, he's beating up blue cultists to save the Paula. Oh, Pokey, you're back. Oh, he was brainwashed the whole time. Oh, that's okay. That's okay, I forgive you. You lied. Oh, man. So mean. Alright, let's go save Paula. Froze. Right, open this door. So there's a little bit of a difference here between Boogey% and the full game. In the full game, you're gonna give her some items. In this version, we just dump the items because we don't need them. So we're gonna get rid of our defensive stuff because we don't want to. We're gonna take a death here on purpose. A teddy bear is also a defensive item. The teddy bear will often take hits instead of the party. So teddy bears are really awesome in general, but we want to be killed by this mole that we're gonna fight. So we want to have no defense and no defensive items. See you, sucker. So now we're gonna take an intentional death warp. Luckily, Peen Train saved the day by reminding me I needed to save. We're gonna take a fight here. We want it to be red, so the mole gets the first attack. Oh. All right, good job. I'll show him the ATM card because it doesn't do anything, and defending would lower the amount of hit. You know, we don't want to protect. We want to die. So we'll give him another shot. We're gonna start here at the bus station, which is not where I want it to be, but that's okay. We'll take all our money out. Money management's important because whatever money you have in your hands, when you die, you lose half of it. So there are times where the run, excuse me, get out of my way, kid, where the run ends because you died later in the game in a spot that you needed to have the money. So there's some stuff later where you're gonna take like all your money so you can buy bottle rockets, like good weapons. This is in the full game. And there's a period where if you die, the run's over because you won't have enough money to pay. You got to pay to revive people. Oops. Pay to revive and then rebuy stuff that you've used. So money management does matter. You have a finite amount of money because you're not fighting everybody that's there. Talk to this guy. He's going to give us a backstage pass so we can go see a show in a minute. Excuse me, dog. Now we're going to go see Everdread. We skipped him before. If in normal casual play, if you fight him, he says, "Come back to me when you save Paula, and I'll give you something good." So we're going to go get our something good here. He jumps off the roof. Wait, what? That's never happened before. Oh, because I didn't go to the parents. Oh, jeez. My bad. Okay. I forgot to take her back. So this is what happens when you go out of order from saving a different spot. This is also what happens when you don't use your notes. Okay, first we take her to her parents. I was like, wait a minute, that's never happened before. Because I never did it in the wrong order. Imagine playing this game casually. You're trying to figure out what order to do stuff. Dad, don't worry about me. Everything will be fine. Alright, now we can go talk to Everdread. Good thing we didn't have to fight him. That would have been weird. right, let's go back to Everdread. So normally, you know, it's important when you learn stuff, like your muscle memory gets locked in. So when you go out of order, like your brain just doesn't know what to do. So normally I would have saved and death warped back to the shopping mall, and then I would have been coming down, and the muscle memory would have taken me right to the parents' house, and I was just off. Excuses. I got them all. It's fine. Anyway, Everdread gave me $10,000. It's fine. Thanks, Everdread. We're gonna immediately spend the $10,000 on bailing out a band. First, we're gonna avoid a photo trigger by going this way, sneaking into the theater so the photo man doesn't see us. Nope, not the wad of bills. Okay, now we're gonna see a show. This game also is really great. Yeah, that's never happening before. I've never done this before, honest. I know how to play this game, I promise. What's really great about this speedrun is, yeah, it can be 5 hours long if you're playing the full game, but it's also full of breaks. So like right now, we get a little break. So this is your chance to stand up and stretch. We're gonna watch a little show. I'll stretch. You can all stretch with me if you want. Oh, big stretches. Oh, we watched the Runaway 5 show. Oh, big stretches. But you get about a minute here, and then there's a minute and a half break in about 30 seconds after this. So you get a nice little stretch break after your first hour. Yeah. Which this could have been like 2 hours into your stream because of if you died no net a bunch and reset. So this is a good time, a great time to have a break in the game. Dance. That's what I want. Yeah, good stretch. Nice. Good show. Runaway 5, featuring 6 players. In the next town, the 6th member gets replaced by a symbol. Get some snacks, refill your drinks. Yep, this is the best time. Nothing's happening. We're just gonna give $10,000 to this crooked old theater guy. Now, I'm gonna say, I keep saying all these cool things about the development of this game, but there's a reason why Ness has to go talk to that guy back there. See how the Runaway 5 are in front? Instead of making it so that you move out of the way or the sprites overlap, the developers made it so you can only give the guy the wad of bills from behind him. That leaves space for the Runaway 5. If you try to give him the wad of bills from the front, he goes, "Come closer, come talk to me over here." So it's a nice way of getting the player to move out of the way for you. So the devs didn't have to write extra code to move guys around and stuff. It's really cool. All right, little break here as we drive the truck. Hey, sidewalk, get out of my way. Watch out for the dog. So you can't really get through the tunnel to 3, the next town, without loud noises because it's full of ghosts. But luckily the Runaway 5 van is just tons of loud noises and music. So it's no problem there. Thanks for the shout out. Yeah, I mostly stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings, 8:30 to 11 Eastern, sometimes at night. I'm always around though. I work from home, so it gives me a little extra time to play games when I can. Ta-da. We have to say goodbye for now. Bye for now. we're gonna go up to the graveyard and talk to some zombies. Ooh, zombies. So we're in 3. This town is just overrun with zombies. Eat a skip sandwich, which boosts our speed. Oh my god, that's awful. Oh my god. Oh, we dead. It's okay. We'll just start back from where we were. It's fine. What were all those spawns doing? Run away, please. It's possible we die here, and it's okay. We'll just start back down where we just came from. I can't really get away from. And dead, please? No, just kill us. Okay, good. We're done. It's fine. It's fine. Now, it didn't matter. We didn't have much money to lose there. It's fine. And what? And Paul. Oh, we still have the skip. Oh, wow. We still have the skip speed there for a second. That was cool. It was glitching against the wall. But anyway, Paul's going to get instant revived before it matters, so that's okay. I definitely did not expect to see that many spawns. I don't want any spawns. Okay, these are all bad. Let's just go back over here. Can we have... Oh, man. The spawns! The spawns! Some fly... Oh, the spawns are everywhere. This is what happens in Earthbound. You get spawns. Yep, there's spawns. Oh, and we're getting pincered. This graveyard sucks. Okay. May have finally gotten to where we need to go. Nope, and there's a fly. Nope, still a fly. Come on. One more flies. Okay, good. We'll get looked at by the zombie, and now we can go to the hotel. It's fun. I mean, this is Earthbound. So, you know, I mentioned that Boogey percent is like a heavy RNG thing. So, this is just part of the game. And then the real game starts after this. So anyway, we're going to the hospital, or not hospital, the hotel. Following this lady in a bikini for some reason. Following the bikini lady. And she leads us to a room full of zombies and ghosts that knock you out. Instead of turning you into a zombie, you just get knocked out. That's very nice of them. And now Paul is alive again. Yay, free revive. Okay, we're about to go to Winters for our third friend, Jeff. Which is another fun little dungeon area. Full of RNG fun. But I mean, this game is fun. Like, you have to know that Boogey percent is a good practice mode. You know, like it's so RNG heavy. Like, you're never gonna get the same experience every time. You can react the same way, like the way you stutter, the way you attack enemies, the scripts you follow, stuff like that. But you don't know how things are gonna go with the spawns and everything. So it is kind of a new, you know, it's almost like a randomizer in itself because of the spawning and the timing and stuff. Where are you going? It's dangerous to leave without taking anything along. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this, Tony. Alright, so we're gonna go downstairs. We're Jeffrey now. My name is Jeff. We'll talk to Maxwell Labs, this kid over here. He's gonna give us a key to the locker room. But it turns out he's kind of a dick. He gives you a broken one. Or a bent key. The key is too bent. And then he'll act not surprised. As if he knew he gave you a broken key. That wouldn't work. So we're gonna go try the locker. Yeah, okay, we're also gonna throw away the spray can. Okay, so the key is too bent. We can't use it. We go back to Maxwell and he's like, haha, I thought that would be the case. What? Whatever, dude. If you knew it wouldn't work, why didn't you just make the original key machine in the first place? Alright, we're gonna find there's 2 specific things we want to open. We'll get a weapon and a hat. A little bit of armor, a little bit of power. And then we're gonna leave. And we're gonna step on Tony. Best friends forever. Okay. Now we're gonna buy a monkey for $1. I'm sorry, we're not buying the monkey for $1. We're buying bubblegum for $1, and the monkey is free. What a deal. Good monkey. Alright, now we want to fight a dog. So we want a dog to appear right here. Nope, that's a ram, not a dog. Okay, let's see if we can get a dog, though. Nope, still a ram. Dog. The dog will give us enough XP for the first level. And that's what we need to give us a better chance against this pile of protoplasm that we're going to have to fight in a minute. And a bread roll, that's nice. Okay, offense went up, that's good. So we're going to fight a worthless protoplasm is what it's called. And it's a weirdly tough fight for just a random mob. Matchbox 20. Haven't heard of them in a long time. We're gonna go over here to the stew tent. No need to pay me, it's free. Now we're gonna ride Tessie, the Tessie monster. Now generally, aside from a couple of foibles I made earlier, when you see me move in a certain spot that looks like it's inefficient, it's because I'm avoiding a photo man trigger. We don't want the photo man to come down and take a picture because it wastes like 30 seconds. And you get another 30-second break. Nice little chill break. Do, do, do. Let me look at frame drops here. I don't have any drop frames, so it's not on me this time. So oops, let's go over here so we despawn the ram. Usually there's a 100% ram spawn there unless you kind of avoid the spawn trigger. Alright, so here's this first spot with this worthless protoplasm. He can call for help. It can be really annoying. Sometimes you miss a bunch. Alright. Get some good attacks in. This could be a free one. Let's see. Oh, he still called for help anyway. Okay, well, calling for help is a problem. Finish him off, Jeff. Okay. Could have been worse. We didn't die. I got a cookie. Nice. The cookie. Alright, see if we can get this guy to come down here so we can skip him a little bit. Come on down here, ducky duck. Come on, duck duck. Duck duck. Yeah, come on down, duck duck. There we go. Okay. Should be able to skip the duck now. Nice. Now let's see if we can skip this guy. Nope, monkey didn't want to come with me. That's alright. Just don't call for help. Oh, miss. Let's just blame Twitch. More cookies. I love the cookies. Give me all them cookies. I'm just gonna eat all these cookies. Yum yum. Yum yum. Alright. Made it through this Brick Road little maze. Brick Road comes back way later in the game as like a fully functional dungeon. So he's a unique character, really fun to talk to. He's got some cool stuff going on. Okay. This is where folks like Peen Train really shine. Where they just are so good at, where she's so good at stuttering that even having like no room between enemies, she's able to get through stuff. It's really amazing. But for me, it is Monkey! Monkey, you piece of crap monkey! I had it until the monkey stopped. Monkey. Monkey, monkey, monkey. Oh, the monkey. Chocolate chip cookies. Monkey, stay with me here. Stay with me, monkey. Oh, no way. I'm stuck. Definitely taking on these. It's fine, I'll take on these guys. Monkey, monkey, monkey. Okay. No problem there. No problem there. Alright, now we just need to avoid mushrooms. Grab this bottle rocket. Bubble Monkey will take a piece of gum. Monkey, monkey! Go, monkey, go! Oh, despawn some more. Okay, should be okay there. Looks scary, but it gets caught there. I love oatmeal raisin cookies, Neo. Those are my favorite. Actually, my favorite are the oatmeal butterscotchies. But really anything with oatmeal cookies. Number one best cookie. Okay, so we can outrun these guys most of the time. They're just big and slow. Talk to Dr. Nuts. We're gonna make a time machine, but not right now. Okay, we'll get in the time machine. We'll get another 90-second break. Lots of good times to stand up and whatever, but since we're at the end, I'm not gonna bother standing up. I'll stay here with you guys. This song sounds like The Who. A big stretch. Oh, big stretch. Oh, big stretches. Yeah, big stretch. Big stretch achieved. That neck in there. Yeah, oatmeal butterscotch. Gotta try them. They're called oatmeal butterscotchies. They're delicious. Just do oatmeal raisin, but instead of raisins, do butterscotch chips. Super good. Oh, big stretches. All right, coming on to the last part of this run. Thank you in advance for having me here. Had a lot of fun doing all those runs yesterday, run today. Pretty cool. But if you haven't played Earthbound, you gotta play Earthbound. You didn't even see all the cool stuff. You just saw like the main fast plot game. You gotta talk to every NPC and just enjoy the run. Do it. Just the way I am. Well, we got Jeffrey. Jeffrey is integral to the run. Pretty much the rest of the game from here on out, when you do the full run, is him just hitting stuff with his bottle rockets. So he will one-shot a ton of bosses later, or he's pretty key. So it's sort of like the Jeff Never Dies game after this. For safety, we'll just grab this teddy bear. Normally ignore that. Excuse me, I got a little bit of stuff in my throat. Oh no! Avoid it! Ooh, look at that. Juke that pumpkin man. That's not the Boogey tent, that is another tent. Which you would know if you do the full run, you'll know what that tent's about. Alright, so here we go. to the Boogey tent. All right, we're gonna do defend. We're gonna throw a big bottle rocket at him and hope for a big hit. Actually, what we hope for in this mode is that Paula gets killed. So we don't usually want that. Okay, that was good. Now we're just gonna go nuts with everything. Kill Paula. All right, not too bad of a Boogey tent fight. Thanks for congrats on the PB and Sonic. That was pretty huge. So what's fun in this mode is it's just like a lot of level ups right here. It's just like, hurry, hurry, come on, mash through, mash through, mash through. Because the timer stops when you get the item that's in the trash that's going to appear here. The jar of fly honey. Jeffrey did his job. He hit the bottle rockets. That doesn't always happen. That's some RNG too. You get RNG through the whole mode because at the end, Boogey tent can just go squash Jeff and then you die. So you never know what's going to happen in this mode. That's why it's pretty fun. It's worth learning. And he got it. Time. All right, there we go. 119. You know, not my best, not my worst. It's a good time. We had fun. That's Boogey % for Earthbound. You've seen about 1/4 of the game now. So you guys go now from this point, play the rest of the game. Show how it's done. Again, big shout out to Peen Train. If you're not following her, you should. There's Peen Train right there in the chat. Big shout out to Peen Train. Follow her if you want to see like the top level running stuff. But yeah, in general, thanks Nielsen, Alex. Thanks everybody for having me here. You guys are awesome. I'm Jawsomesauce. Thanks for letting me hang out. I hope you all have a great rest of the marathon and enjoy your week. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye.